Parkcast, the UK's original theme park podcast.
Welcome back to Parkcast, Park fans. We are a podcast for theme park fans, and we're here every week talking about things in the theme park world, things that interest us. I'm Bex. Kev is not here today. He's on his holidays. Don't ask me where. I forgot to ask. I don't think he's at a theme park. Kev, let us know. Where are you? But Kip Hakes is here.
Hello.
I've not seen you for ages.
I know.
Ages.
It feels like it's been a very long time since I've been on here, but you know, I'm back.
You're back. It's like you've never been away.
Exactly. I've got my feet under the table again. I'm nice and cosy. I've got my cup of tea. I'm ready to go.
Oh, I haven't done that. I've messed up today. And talking of someone who's back, like the Renegade Master, it's the Notable Stranger is back with us on Parkcast. Hello, Glenn.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. You were last with us in January, and you actually spent your birthday with me and Kip.
I know. It was one of the best
birthday ever.
Ever, yeah. It was brilliant.
I know. I mean, I can't disagree with it.
But I'm like the Queen. I have two. So the King. Sorry, now. God, I'm so mad. The King. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So if you haven't listened to the first episode, you do need to go and listen to that, because that's where we were talking about, of course, your Icon soundtrack and the Big One soundtrack. But we ran out of time to talk about anything else because talking too much.
I go on too much, yeah.
So we said we'd need to get you back on, and we're going to talk about Valhalla and your new Launchpad soundtrack and a couple of other things as well. And we're now in sunnier climes, so we were in the darkest depths of winter in January.
Yeah.
But
well, I've got a t-shirt. I know you two have not.
Yes.
I've got a light shirt.
Yeah. I'm always in a t-shirt, no matter what the weather.
So yeah, we've made it through halfway through the year without doing this episode, so now is a timely time to do it. Let's start with Valhalla, which, right, I'm just gonna get it out there before we start. When the Valhalla soundtrack came out, and I'm sure you don't mind me saying this, there was some controversy.
Yes, there was. Yes.
So just take us back, because so Valhalla was a ride that's been around for a long time. We've all known and loved it. Kip's never ridden it.
No, but I'm very much aware of it.
He still hasn't got trench foot.
And obviously it was then closed for reimagining. It's a very expensive ride to run. It was, I'm sure it still is. And there were certain things that needed changing on it. So they closed it for reimagining for a good couple of years. And obviously COVID was happening and all of that kind of stuff. And with the reimagining came it was classed as a new soundtrack, but actually technically, did Valhalla even have a soundtrack beforehand?
No. I'm old enough to be I was there at the original opening of Valhalla.
Were you actually there?
Yes.
Oh.
First time I met my now wife.
Was it?
Yeah. At the opening, we didn't. We were watching the fireworks at the end, and she was stood in front of me, and she stepped back because my wife still has zero spatial awareness of anything, and she stood on my foot. She turned around, said, "Oh, sorry, that's quite fine," and then I never saw her again for about 3 months, and completely by random, her friend knew my friend, and we met like that. But I remember seeing her.
What a romantic tale.
Oh,
how did you meet?
Yeah.
She stood on my foot.
Yeah. Yes. And everybody who knows went, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing though.
Yeah, it's weird, yeah. So I can always date how long it is since Valhalla was open, and B, when we first met. So it's quite handy for my bad memory. So no, it didn't have. Yeah, it's a good anecdote, isn't it? So yeah, it didn't have a score, and then Mans put a hot ice bit on it, and it's only like 2 minutes long, just to have it something playing, just so it didn't sound silent, and then that became by default its score. So it didn't have anything to start with, and then then it became the noose around my neck.
So when it very first, because I definitely rode it very soon after it opened. I don't know if it was in the opening year. It might have been. Did it have no music at all, or was it always just that bit of hot ice bolted on?
I don't seem to remember it. I only rode it I wrote it on opening day, and I think I wrote it twice after that. I don't like getting wet, so I know I should tell the company line, but it's a very good ride and everything else, but you get wet.
I mean, there's wet and there's Valhalla wet as well.
Yeah. And I don't remember it having any music on the opening day at all.
Yeah.
But then I wouldn't have taken any notice of it because it wasn't a thing then to have music. So you might have just assumed it was opening day music or fanfare type music, and then theming wasn't theming then. 25 years ago. Jeez.
It's a long time. Okay, so this Hot Ice music was put to it, obviously, at some point, and that became, like you say, the unofficial soundtrack.
Yes.
It wasn't ever specifically designed for Valhalla. There was no real, I guess.
I think it's just an excerpt out of a longer piece of Hot Ice.
Yeah.
I think that's all it was. I mean, Man's used a bit of my Hot Ice music on the Red Arrows one. I don't know whether that's called.
Skyforce.
That's the one. So when you're in the passenger the queue, when you're going into the bit and it's telling you all the things, the Red Arrows man is giving you all the instructions. It's playing a part of one of my first Hot Ice song.
Well, it's not anymore because it's closed.
No. Is it closed?
Yeah, all right, okay.
Oh, sorry. Oh. I used to like that one.
Have a word with them. I mean, it's sat there. So
standing but not open or something.
Not operating, very close.
Yeah.
Near enough. Yeah.
If in case you didn't know, as much as he writes these theme park soundtracks, he is not a theme park nerd at all. So yeah, you've done well.
I'm a nerd of other things, but not theme park.
But not, yeah.
I take a passing interest.
Okay, so this I'm going to say soundtrack. It wasn't really unofficial soundtrack. Was with the ride, and then it closed. And I guess at that point, Amanda came to you and was like, look, we're reimagining Valhalla. It's about time this ride actually had its own proper bespoke.
It was one of those things that grew. It was just going to be a station music thing, and not in the ride at all. And then it kind of just grew and grew and grew. And then the audio journey began. So it was a shorter piece, and then it ended up being, God, I don't know how long it is, nearly touching an hour. So it's
an hour.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah. And it's,
wow.
It's all the audio. I did all the audio for all the effects and everything. So if I just look at my computer now, it is hang on, no, that's even further. I think it's 483 audio channels that go into making Valhalla.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
mad.
insane.
So it's one of those things that just grew and grew and grew and became a monster. A monster of mixing, anyway.
You said yes, and then we're like, okay, this has taken on a life of its own.
Yeah.
Were you aware that there was some affection for what had gone before? And was that difficult to navigate and sort of go, okay, well, I don't want to just kind of rehash that.
Yeah, I don't do covers, so there is a salute to Song of the Elders as it just before you go into the final whole thing. I do have a drum that's doing the Song of the Elders rhythm. It's kind of blink and you miss it, but there is a slight salute into it. But yeah, I wasn't going to do a cover or whatever. It's a new ride. It's got new theming, so it needed to be new, and it's. I'm going to get absolute hate for this, but I don't think it's. I don't see what the great thing about the Song of the Elders is. It's an association. It's just because it's what people hear all the time. So there was no. It's not like shooting Bambi or to me like it's like if you go and see Hot Ice, the last song of Hot Ice is called Heaven, and it really doesn't fit the rest of the Hot Ice anymore. But it's become such a thing, and there's a affectionate cheesiness to it, and it's from a different era, and so it doesn't sound like the rest of Hot Ice. But you can never get rid of it. You can never redo it. It would be shooting band. There would be riots.
Fan favourite, very much a fan favourite. Yeah.
And even I have it on my Spotify playlist. It's I've gone full circle from thinking this is the cheesiest thing in the world, but and now I think as soon as it starts, you go joy to the world. You know, it is. You kind of like it now, and you couldn't touch it.
Yeah.
So I do realise when there are things that you can't touch, but I don't think Song of the Elders was that. But but I know what the theme park community are like about changing anything. Oh my God, that sign's been changed. It was blue last year. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah. You've ruined my experience.
I do remember when it when it came out, your Valhalla soundtrack. I do remember quite clearly Sean from Theme Park Worldwide saying it was a bit techno.
Yeah. Wow. How many clubs has he been in? Wow. That's not going to drop at Tomorrowland, is it? Really?
Well, I don't know. Someone might remix it. That would be a banger.
Oh, it would, yeah. And it's got the speed as well, yeah. Yeah. Techno-y would be a bit of a push for it. I think.
Yeah. It's not a techno. As someone who grew up in the 90s, early noughties, with a lot of techno music.
Yeah.
There's no 4 on the floor kick drum in it anywhere. I can absolutely attest to that. The drum machines didn't come out or anything like that. So
no,
I don't think it's. I think it's not heavily synthetic either. It's not. I try to use. I mean, there's synthesizers in it, but I try to give it a sound not. I kind of deliberately didn't go synthy because they wouldn't sit in what you're trying to create. So, I don't know. Just because it's got there's fast bits in it, but there's fast bits in Ride of the Valkyries, and that's not techno-y. So each to their own.
Yeah.
And, I was aware he wasn't keen on it, but you can't appeal to everybody.
How do you feel like when you get criticism, especially from theme park fans? Are you just like, oh well, or does it sort of get to you?
Oh God, no, it doesn't get to me. They're wrong. It's like us three now. I could list 5 songs, and one of us could say it's brilliant, 2 of us could say it's rubbish, and it sold 1 million copies. So music is very subjective. In the same way, I wouldn't go on social media and slag off every record in the top 40. I don't see the point in slagging it off because it's your opinion. And so downloads and people, I don't mind people saying it's good and they like it and everything else. That I'm quite happy with that. But why I just don't understand why you'd say, oh, I don't like this and slag it off and play Song of the Elders. It's just. I was tasked to do a job. I've done it to the best of my ability. I like it. Other people like it. You might not like it, but I might not like what's on your Spotify. So it's. I've been doing this long enough that some people don't like it, but more people do. So they are in the wrong.
You can't all be right. One of the things you didn't do with it is go down the very classic Vikings feel.
Because if I was doing anything, I won't do the stand. That's the problem with, and I do not wish to slag off fellow theme park music makers at all, but it's just lazy when you hear something and you think, yeah, of course you're doing that. I've tried. I don't know whether it's because Valhalla was a bit rock and roll anyway. It's a bit. I know they hate the use of cyberpunk Viking, but it's an alternative universe Viking. It's not historically correct and everything else. So doing things with traditional instruments. I mean, there are traditional instruments in it, but at the same time, there's stuff that you wouldn't put in a traditional historically correct score. So, but I will never do anything that's like, or make it Disney-esque or make it sound like a medieval camp or whatever. No, that's not. Why are you doing that? It should be. You should be original and a bit diff, but that's just me. If people, if somebody was doing a ride based on French Renaissance classics or something, I don't know. Then
you should say that.
I would do a Renaissance type score, but you just tweak it a bit, and when it's kind of by the numbers, just it does bore me, and I wouldn't do it like that anyway. So if I was asked to do that, I'd just say no. So it's.
I guess if that's what you want, it's probably easy enough to find a bit of library music that's like Viking-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to subvert things, so it presents itself as one thing, but when you listen to it, there are subversions in it that are different or whatever. Well, that's just me. People can listen to it and think it sounds like a traditional piece of Viking music. So I don't know.
You absolutely nailed that. If that's what you're trying to achieve, it's got. I wouldn't say it's completely non-Viking. Like there are definitely hints in it, like you say, the drums and things like that, where you're like, okay, that kind of sounds like it. But you've taken it to a different place, which is clearly what you set out to do with it. Have you got some of it? How many tracks? You say 400 channels tracks on this thing?
483.
Which is
so choose
insane.
One. Give me a number.
Any number. Okay, pick a number out. Right. Oh, I know which one you're going to pick.
I'm going to go for 3. 3rd of April, my birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, you surprised me.
Yeah, no, I'm not always obvious. I don't always take the obvious route. It's not always route one with me either.
3. Oh God, we're a long way before anything happens on number 3.
What is number 3?
Is Low Stab Strings, of course.
Oh.
I mean, if 69 is closer, go for that one.
Yeah, it's probably easier in the 90s.
Dare I ask what track 69 is?
69 is
Breathless Moans?
Impact.
It's
Boat.
Boot.
Boat Impact. Here we go. Ready for Boat Impact? Right.
I've said that before.
Yeah. Here we go. Boat Impact. There we go. Hang on. Speak over it so somebody doesn't sample it. There we go. So that's if we play it again, it's I kind of made every sound as well, which I'm just an idiot really sometimes.
Wow. Yeah, so you were posting some bits on social media about that, with you kind of knocking things about around your house.
Yeah. I don't like using library stuff either, and I've got enough stuff here, and I've been doing it long enough that I know how to manipulate and things like that. And I want the first few weeks of any score, especially Valhalla, because that was massive, was creating its own sound universe, its own little world, and so stuff had to kind of fit in that universe, or it wasn't used. So. Yeah, it was lots of banging of metal and scraping of metal and things like that, and then processing it, or the old classic violin bow on a piece of metal, and there's got contact mics, so the mics are attached to the metal. So as you do that, you get that kind of a really violent scraping sound and things like that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I could have gone to my Sony library of sound effects and called up, bought something kind of near and use that, but I like to make them, so it's
you want to make life harder for yourself.
Keep talking.
Please don't sample this bit of audio.
So it'll go into different processors. Usually it goes into either my VCS3 or my Synthy, because that accepts audio in. And you can manipulate and distort and do things like that with that, and it gives it because it's an old analog machine, you can really overdrive it and things like that. So you get that kind of weird controlled distortion on it and things like that. So, which I also wanted. I wanted it to sound quite, parts of it sound quite distorted and not clean and things like that. So it's very good for things like that. If you want a nice clean signal, it's not very good. But for messing stuff up, it's really good for doing things like that.
Wow. So how long did it take, like, to actually from start to finish the whole thing? Because if you're recording all those different sounds and stuff like that and messing them around, it must have taken ages.
I don't tend to give myself there is 3 weeks of preparation, then we go into writing it. Because obviously when you're messing with the sound, you might come up with something musical while you're just messing around with it. So you'll just save that to right at the end of the file, I have like a pool of stuff that doesn't get used or just ideas, so you can move them into the actual main body of the song. So it was a good few weeks of preparation, and then when I actually started writing the music, I decided, again, making work for myself, that it needed a backstory, that it shouldn't start with him being dead. So I kind of did a couple of minutes at the start, which nobody ever hears, so I don't think it's played anywhere. I think it's only on the actual, if you listen to it on streaming. I wanted to set the scene, so there's like, I imagined in my mind, if you've ever seen the start of Highlander, the film, the Christopher Lambert film, it's going over Scotland, like moors and stuff in Scotland, and it's all misty and foggy, and the camera kind of just swooping over. So I audio-wise, I kind of wanted the camera to start a long way away and be coming towards, well, not the camera, like the person coming towards a battle which is raging on a Scottish mountain somewhere, and so there's noise of the battle getting nearer, and then you arrive and you can hear the war horn in the background, which is getting louder and louder, and then you get to the battle where the person dies. So the battle bit, which I quite like, which nobody ever listens to because it's just on the streaming, all the sword hits are in time with the percussion. So it's quite angry, it's quite Prodigy-ish, angry kind of drums and stuff.
But it is techno.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. He was right. He should write for. Yeah. And so all the sword clashes and chants and stuff are all in time with the music. It's panning left and right and going mad. And then there's a point where there's like a death cry where he gets obviously impaled, and then I think far too much about this.
What?
If we're now we're referencing the movie Ghost, you know, when they died, and then there's like a black and white, like an animated spirit that left them.
Yeah.
I took inspiration from that. So he dies, and then there's just like a 30-second part where it's just a male voice choir, and that's kind of the spirit is leaving him and ascending into the heavens, and that's when the actual score that everybody knows starts after that. So it's kind of we're setting the scene. It's a prelude, you know, to the main score. And that's where he dies. I mean, really milks his death. It's really, like the death, the last bits of his breath going out of him, and then the choir starts somewhere around here. It's probably, there we go. and we actually go into the main score.
Wow.
And was that a real choir? Because you mentioned the last
Yes.
time, on Icon, you had your little German school friends.
Yeah.
You got to record the Icon choir. Is
Yes.
that a real one as well?
Yeah, that's a real choir. They're called Soundgarten, because they're German. They are the local village choir. I got my one of my friends to ask if they were up for it, and they were absolutely up for it, and they practiced like you would not believe. And the choirmistress, was a absolute. I went to about 3 of the rehearsals before we actually recorded it. Oh my goodness, she worked them, and she had an iPad with a metronome on it, so she could keep absolute time. And when we were recording it, and I was stood behind her, and I was watching the metronome, and she had them drilled to within half a beat. She was like, and I was thinking, oh my God, I love you, because this takes all the editing problems out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's obviously the male section of the choir, and then the female section comes in later. They absolutely loved doing it. It was, and we recorded it all on a Sunday morning, and they were. We had somebody brought champagne when we finished, and we had a drink afterwards.
Lovely.
It was a roasting hot day, and we couldn't have any of the windows open because all you got was birds and things like that. So we had to have it closed, and so we had to do it in it was so hot, we had to do it in sections. And I recorded so much of them because he wanted to do different versions and things like that. It was a brilliant day to record them. Actually, it was, but it's worth it because you can't get machines that sound like that. It's all the different timings of them and stuff like that. And there's a bit just before when you're in the ride, just before the first lift hill. And I just got some of the men just to go, whoa, and I said, just do it for 2 minutes, and then when you run out of breath, just all come in at different times, and so they're all different, and they're all panned slightly different, and things like that. So there's just constant changing of what should be a held note. And I said, go to the absolute end of your breath so that you get like, and then they take a breath. So a computer can't do that. So
No.
it just gives it that different. It makes it unique as well.
How do you get the idea, though, that that's the sound that you... I mean, I guess this is a difference between having a talent and not. I'm listening thinking, it wouldn't even occur to me that the end of someone's breath could make a good sound.
I don't know. I think we were just messing, and just it sounded... I think we were trying to see how long they could hold the breath, sustain a note for... And then it's just that last 3 seconds when it just starts to break a bit, and you think, oh, actually, that if you put them low in the mix and put a bit of verb on them and stuff like that, it just gives it that other kind of tortured sound which you kind of want there. So it's like anything else. It's happy accidents and things like that.
Because usually when you're when you're making something, sometimes you're kind of striving for perfection and for it to sound absolutely flawless.
Oh, yeah.
And the idea of someone's voice just sort of breaking, you just kind of think, oh, that doesn't sound good. But in the sort of context of, death and like last breaths and things like that, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and also because they're German, they sing with an accent. It's just how it is, and especially the lower males, they had quite a strong German accent. Even just going, oh, it sounds different to an English.
Yeah.
And again, it gave it that kind of otherworldliness that the English ear is not used to, and so your ear, maybe thinks it may be Viking or whatever, that's or Nordic person. I did have Nordic translators, and anybody who came during the first lift hill, all the voices saying go back and they're all in different, as many languages as I could find. Luckily, living where we do, there are lots of foreigners, not non-native German. So a friend of mine is married to a Danish person, so translated them and did some voices. And when they were going to the wife's family in Denmark, just recorded them on the phone saying different things, and I just said there was a list of things, variations of "go back," "don't come here," and all, turn around, and so they all recorded them, from little kids to grandpa, all saying it different ways, in terror or in fear or whatever, and so they're just taken. And then there's Welsh in it, which I'm sure you'll yeah, Conning Bant or something. Oh, do you want me to identify? All right, hang on. Oh, God, this is going to take me ages to find, but it's worth it.
I mean, for us riding it,
Oh, I know. Nobody appreciates it.
Yeah, you can't hear that level of detail. Like, you can't. But obviously, for you creating it, you want it to be there and you want it to be right and you want to know that all these things have actually gone into it.
Yeah, it's like anything else. It's for your own amusement. And if you feel proud of it and feel that you've done something on it, we're in the voice section. Here we go. Then, yeah, there's nothing worse than when you hear something back you've done and you think, I could have done that. And it's just either you couldn't be bothered or it felt like it would be too much of a hassle or whatever. And you kind of always think, I should have been braver and done it. And you can always take it out, but you can't put it back in.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, anybody who came past the studio or came to the house was immediately pounced upon. So hang on. So if I mute this and solo that, so right. So here's the Welsh bits. So there's
try and know,
as you can hear with effects on it.
Yeah.
And then there's a few seconds, and then here's the second bit.
my whole eyes and mine.
Oh, that was a long one.
Yeah. Oh, but you don't. Oh, not speaking the Welsh.
That wasn't a bad Welsh accent then. I'll let you get away with that.
That's a perfect impression of my mother-in-law, who's lovely, but speaks like that and stops and stops. So, are you going to translate, or are you not going to?
No, if it's not doing Hoffy Coffee, I'll be honest, I'm going to struggle. I have got a GCSE in Welsh, but it was many years ago.
Yeah, I've got a GCSE in German. Can't speak it.
And for people who are fascinated by this type of thing, that is actually the voice of Icon, who is Welsh.
She's Welsh. You see, all the best people are Welsh.
Yeah. So, carrying on this thing that she's always in everything I do now. Yeah, so that's... so what else have we got? We've got... Cat off Bant. That's the one as well.
Turn around, for God's sake! Go back. Turn around. Go. Stay away. Go this way. Go back now. Got to be. Keep my whole life alive. It's not too late. Save yourselves.
Oh.
The last one, overacting like a ham actor, is my friend Alex, who's a radio DJ, and he recorded it in his studio with the massive compression and everything else, and so his thing is so quiet, and yet it still cuts through like a bugger, and I had to pitch him down because he was acting, darling. And he was doing his radio acting voice. And I just think everybody who's going to look on this ride is going to know it's... where is he?
Go back.
So I had to pitch him down, like, massively.
Go back.
Where is he?
Turn around. Turn around. Cadwch Bant.
Oh, there's the Welsh one. It's in there. And then his starring bit, which he likes because he's the last voice you hear in this bit.
It's not too late. Save yourselves.
So I pitched him down. I had to put a load of chorus on him, a bit of flange, and it still sounds like him. So.
Oh, you like a flange? I remember you talking about a flange on the Icon one.
Oh, there's nothing. A flange in affairs. Oh, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
key to a fantastic
flange,
voice effect.
Flange everything. There are some songs that are completely. This Wheels on Fire, the original, the 1960s one, that goes. The entire song is going through. Is it going for a phase or a flange? I'd have to listen to it, but the entire song is going through the effect, which makes it sound brilliant, and it's got a mellotron in it.
In case you weren't aware, Glenn quite likes his synthesizers and electronic instruments. Yeah, I know you've tried to talk to me about these mellotrons. I kind of get it, I think.
I went to see Oasis on Saturday night, and they had a mellotron. So there you go.
So if that doesn't make them relevant, I don't know what will. Into the sort of the bit that we know from Valhalla, the main melody. You've got a singer on that as well. Where did you find her?
Oh, the voice.
Yeah.
Just a Google, really.
I thought it'd be some sort of I saw a performance and I was so taken by it.
I just
Googled it,
and I was so taken by it. I felt I had to reach out.
Yeah.
No, I kind of wanted that Enya kind of thing. Enya's expensive, and so I kind of. It took me 5 minutes to find out what they were called. It's one of them things that you're like, oh, I know what it's called, but then I couldn't remember. And so it took me about 5 minutes. And then I Googled, I found one, and I listened to a few of her examples. And yeah, it was really, she was really up for it, and she banged it out of the park. She was really good at it. Elvira Dulcimer is her name, or Elizabeth, and she's a free spirit, and she's brilliant, and she just everything that she did, even like practices and stuff like that, just took because and actually parts of her. I messed with, so I pitched her down and changed the notes on stuff. So there's bits that she didn't sing, but on the audio she sounds like she's singing because I just messed around with her and played her backwards and did things like that. Just again to give it that otherworldly, that you're not quite sure what's going on kind of vibe. So but I heartily recommend her. So she does do because she was near a microphone. She does do this part as well. The
Turn around, for God's sake!
But again, because she's
Go back.
there you
Go back.
because she's not a native English speaker, she has an accent which I love.
Yeah.
Now.
And then I like this bit where I just put her on again at the end here.
Not this way.
So it just kind of you think all the voices are finished, and then there's just that last one, which is kind of cool. So she's in the main score, which is. Oh, she's in the death bit, isn't she? The Ice Palace. Mate, I'm not playing all of it. Download it, listen to it. But I deliberately kept a voice. The first thing I do when I'm doing vocals is take the clip the voices out. But that deep breath with the reverb on it and the emotion in it, I thought, oh no, that's staying there. It kind of gives it something, so it stayed in.
Quite haunting, very very techno.
Yeah, that's a big drop. Everybody's got the hands in the air that way, and they're waiting for the massive drop. Yeah.
Just before we round off, I mean, there's so much we could talk about on Valhalla. Have you got a favourite part of it yourself? A little bit of it where you're like, this bit.
I like the start, which nobody ever hears on the ride. I do like the slower bits. There's a bit where I always like the slower bits. I like my water drops as well, which were done on a synthesizer. Very, very ambient, not techno at all. I like all these bits, the ambient bits, and you just... There you go. All the water drops are all done on a synthesizer. They're not like record. If you go on my socials, there is videos of me doing it with a synthesizer and just shutting down the sound and putting the filter really high, and you get that kind of water drop there, like that. You get that water drop effect, and you put lots of delays on it, and you get a kind of... So it's all the ambient bits that I like doing. And the bombastic bits, they're all right, but I much prefer doing stuff like that.
That's interesting. Is this because you mentioned on the last episode, obviously, your love for Jean-Michel Jarre or his electronica? Is this you kind of living your
it is
life?
I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of the synthesizers that he has as well, so they are brought into use as much as possible out of what they should really usually do. You don't usually tend to buy the 2600 for making water drop sounds. It's quite a heavy monophonic synthesizer that shakes the room with bass lines and stuff, but it can be as delicate as that if you want it to be. So yeah, I do like using the old girls for especially the two VCS, the VCS3 and the EMS Synthi for doing stuff, because I've got them, you haven't.
You have got a lot of them, and I suppose that's the thing with theme park soundtracks, isn't it? You can kind of be very creative with them, and they don't have to be. Like I think you said in the first time we spoke to you, it's not like a song which has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You can really go to town with it and be very, very creative with it, and they give you that scope to do that.
If I was doing Cardi B's latest record, they wouldn't be in it because
that's next week.
Yeah. I mean, she won't stop ringing, but they wouldn't be in it because it's just they can't. Well, I suppose they could do if you really tried, but you wouldn't even think of putting them in because they're a bit esoteric and things like that, and not clean like the today's modern sound.
Yeah. How everything's changed. Also, on the last episode, you mentioned very briefly at the end that you were working on something, which was the Launchpad soundtrack.
Yes.
So since then, obviously, Launchpad has reopened with its soundtrack. Now that you said that Amanda told you that you'd like that because it'd be all spacey and stuff.
Yeah, I did.
So talking of synthesizer, I guess you went to town with that for Launchpad.
I really I kind of painted myself into a corner that I thought it would be a really good idea to use sounds or use machines because I kind of I didn't get a direct what's the word, brief about when it was set or anything like that, but I kind of set it myself in like the late 1960s, early 1970s space race kind of thing. So I kind of thought, it'd be quite cool to do it as use in as much instruments as I could from that time, which was a bad idea.
You do like to make life difficult for yourself, don't you?
Yeah, but then I'm kind of engaged in it, and then it's not. I'm not just going through the number. I mean, I could have done it all in the computer, and yeah, that.
Did you allow yourself to use the computer to mix it?
Oh God, it was recorded into the computer.
You didn't go full 1960s.
Oh God, I'm not doing. I'm old enough to remember 24-track tape. I'm not going back there. Getting my razor blade out and making edits. No, thank you very much.
Well,
no.
frankly, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't
Not
really
very authentic of you.
I know. I know. I'm a fraud. So yeah, but a lot of the machines I used don't have MIDI. So there's two ways that studios communicate. There's MIDI, or if they're very old, something called CV, control voltage, which is a lot. MIDI, so the computer, I record into the computer and it records the notes in real time and then plays back the machines until I record the audio into the computer. So if I can play one keyboard here and via MIDI, it's actually making the sound from the one over there. So it's just a way of communicating and sending data backwards and forwards. And then control voltage used voltage and is a bit unreliable. It's okay, but it's not as precise. Some of the machines I was using didn't have either, so it's literally hand playing each one into the computer like a tape recorder, doing it like that. And they all kind of have their own sound and width. So once you start with one, you have to kind of do them all like that, or else it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's too otherworldly compared to a pure digital synthesizer. So you kind of you enter an analog world, so to speak. So yeah, so it's 90% hand played and with using really old machines, but it kind of gives it something. It kind of gives it a rawness that I quite like about it. And there's no drums in it at all. There's no there's hit points, but there's no percussion really to drive it along. That was a conscious decision as well, technically and musically. Technically because it's sat next to Valhalla, and if you have Valhalla banging away with all its drums and everything else at a different tempo, and then this is trying to compete, it's not going to win. So I kind of made the decision not to have any percussion in it, and so then you have to fill it with other things, and I wanted to be a bit weird with it, and then it became a magnum opus of vintage synthesizers and things like that. But I live for the day that somebody will message me and say, I was studying the cue for Launchpad, and was that a Solina string machine I heard? Has
that not happened yet?
No, it doesn't. And then it will make it all worthwhile. It will make it absolutely all worthwhile. But no, nobody has. And bonus points if you identify anything else. But the Solina is the kind of thing that sits out as its own distinctive sound. So. And I deliberately, there's one point on the score, I deliberately left the Solina kind of on its own, and then to see if people would be very excited by that. But so far, everybody's taking it in the stride. I think that's what it is. They're just, it's a Solina, and they're not getting as excited as I thought.
Oh, it's either that or nobody knows what a Solina is. Which...
Somebody will. Somebody has stood in that queue.
I'm not sure on the crossover between theme park nerds and synthesizer nerds. I'm not.
Somebody must go. Somebody has stood in that queue and gone, that's a Solina.
Is that what you do when you're around?
Yes.
You're just listening to music. You're like, hang on a minute.
I was at Oasis the other night. I was jumping up and down as soon as I heard the Mellotron come on. I mean, let's face it, the show was starting to drag, and then
sorry, Liam.
All of a sudden, the delicate tones of something drifting wildly out of tune came on, and I was up in my seat singing along. Yeah, this is brilliant.
Someone put 2 pence in you. Have you got a bit of Launchpad there with this infamous Soliner?
Oh, do you want the Soliner bit?
Well, yeah. Let's give it some context.
We've talked about it. Oh, right, hang on a second. There you go. It is EQ. If I take all the EQ off it, hang on. Oh, there's a full range of it, look. Instant 70s.
So that's a genuine, like, 60s, 70s instrument.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's just beautiful. There's loads of little salutes to vintage instruments all the way through. My string melody even makes a difference. Oh, you're getting really nerdy now. So there. I do have a thing for 70 string machines, and so that is a Logan string melody too.
I thought it was the one.
Yeah, the one really didn't. The one has reliability problems and overheated quite a lot, and so which obviously affects the tuning, as you well know.
Oh yeah, that was always its downfall, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's it without anything on it. And then it's got a bit of a light, because it's quite a dark sounding machine. And then it's just there's the volume pedals just going up and. But I could sit here all day. Now you've got me on my
This
bed.
is it. Once we've stopped recording, we're going to leave you to it, and you're just going to bathe in some string synths.
Yeah. Oh, I love my babies. Oh, do you want to hear my VCS? Oh, hang on. So this is a testament to how much they can make a noise and how much you have to control them. So this is my synthy making the kind of that kind of sound, the cascading sound, which goes all the way through. You can hear the gate clicking away, so you don't hear that in the music, but there's that kind of sound. But then if I take off all the taming, so this is it in its raw state, so it's kind of doing that by itself. Oh, I should talk over that. Some git's going to bloody sample that. When you get the sound right, you have to record it there and then, because even if you turn it off, don't touch it and turn it back on tomorrow, it will sound slightly different.
Wow.
So, and you can set all the settings of where everything is, but you're never that precise with the dials and things like that. So, it's always an approximation after that. So you got to do it there and then.
But what about the spacey voice? Who does that? The sort of astronaut.
The radios kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, this is the joy of the American taxpayer, that I'd like to say thank you to them, that because they paid for the space race, all the Apollo things, any recordings of the mission control and stuff are copyright free.
Oh, so that's genuine space chat.
I found I have hours of it. I found there was it's a YouTube video, and it's from the National Library in America, and it's from when they turned the cameras on to when it had left Cape Canaveral, like 10 minutes after it left Cape Canaveral. All the radio communications, and it's just a static image of the rocket. So it's just like the unedited raw file of what they recorded on the day. So I just sat there, I loaded the entire audio file into Wavelab, and then just as they said something of interest, I just highlighted and moved it to another track, highlighted and moved to another track. and just sat there for what seemed like forever. And you get to an obsessive point after a bit that you think, well, I've got enough now. I've been listening to it for 20 minutes. And you think, well, hang on, in another 10 seconds, they might say the one thing that's the cool thing.
Yeah.
So you have to sit and just listen to it all the way through. But again, I did my arriving on scene kind of effect. So the very start of Launchpad is I'm taking the audio listener on a journey towards the. So instead of it just starting with all the radio and things like that. So we're kind of drifting through the ionosphere with all the radio signals that have gone before. In fact, the Morse code says the notable stranger. So it kind of drifting through, coming down from the ionosphere through years of radio communications down to like the live communication that day. So it's just stuff played backwards and. And I do have, because I was a sad, lonely child, and I used to have a shortwave radio. I have hours and hours and hours worth of shortwave radio, just like that.
Yeah.
Just look, I have hours of that because it's always handy for stuff.
Yeah.
And you knew that as a child. I'm going to keep this because. Okay.
And then we kind of arrive on scene. And then the music starts. That's the bit that probably took me the longest, because it's when the Apollo goes from external power to internal power. So it's a mark. So they count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 mark. And so I wanted an absolutely enormous sound to kind of that. So that is, oh my God, how many synthesizers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, probably, 4 and a bass tone. So that's 4 separate synthesizers that go into making that one noise. I know, I'm sad.
Well, this is the thing. This is your passion, isn't it? And I think we've learned from these couple of episodes that we've recorded with you that you really do put so much into these soundtracks. It's not just a case
Too
of
much.
Right. Yeah, you do. I mean, I'm sure if you broke down your hourly rate, it would be far below minimum wage.
Yeah.
But you kind of do it for the love of it, and then that's great. Have you been able to ride Launchpad yet?
No, I'm going. I couldn't go to opening night of Hot Ice this year, which is usually when I go to the park, because I was seeing Jean-Michel Jarre.
Priorities.
So even Mans, because Mans gets kind of upset if you don't go to opening night, and I said, Mans, it's Jean-Michel Jarre. Right, I get it. I'm not gonna.
You're excused.
I'm not gonna compete with that. So I'm going to closing night in September, so I'll probably have a go on it then. No, actually, my goddaughter, well, I was, I don't know whether I mentioned that I went to see Oasis on Saturday, and they had a meltdown. And while I was there, my goddaughter was sending me videos because she was going on it for the first time.
Oh.
And she kept playing me little videos of the score and stuff. And she was taking her mum on with her, who wasn't as keen as she was. So I haven't been on it yet, but I'll probably go on it on whenever the closing night is, September sometime. That
must be a moment as well when you hear it in situ for the first time. You're like, I hope it sounds as good as I imagined.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember doing that for Icon. The day before the official press launch, me and my friend Tom, who works for Stageworks, he said, "Do you want to go on it and hear it, like the launch and everything?" And I went, "Yeah." So we like walked round, and they were just sending it kind of empty, just keeping it warm, kind of thing. And so we went on it, and we were coming back into the station, and I said to him, "Oh, I think we need to hear it like in the middle, just in case there's a problem." So we told the ride-ups, "Oh yeah, we need to go around the few times." And they were like, "Fine, yeah, we don't." And so we need to go. Now we need to try it at the bike, and just so that user experience is perfect. Yeah,
It's just quality control.
So that was kind of cool. That was kind of the first time I'd heard it in a ride, so to speak, because it was my first ride. So. But yeah, you never lose. It's like you hear something that you've done on the radio, and you think, "Oh," it never leaves you that kind of feeling of the first time you hear it broadcast, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you enjoy your ride on it. I've not been on it either. I don't like drop towers, shot towers. I don't like heights, but you don't like heights either. So I'm surprised that you go on.
That's fine. Yeah, because
it's quick.
Yeah, it's a slow climb like the big one. My vertigo really only kicks in on the big one. If the big one was a launch coaster, that'd be fine, and it went up as high, that would be absolutely fine. It's that clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah,
and you don't feel like you've got much restraint in it, and you're overhanging the side. You can see what. No, I hate that. All kinds of terror go through. As soon as it's gone over the top and it's hurtling downwards, then I'm completely fine after that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think that the big one has still got the most intimidating lift hill. So
yes,
yeah, even though Hyperion is taller, there's just something about that lift hill. It's very, very daunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, well, you'll have to let me know what you think in September when you go back and ride it. And then just before you go, you broke this news yourself online on TikTok. You kind of threw yourself.
Which one?
It.
Which one?
It's ride related. That you are doing the Aviktas score, which is obviously the Pleasure Beach's brand new gyro swing that's going to open next year.
And I'm not telling you anything.
I'm not asking. Look, I'm not.
I didn't even know it's called Aviktas, so I can't tell you anything.
But you are doing the soundtrack for that. It is going to have one.
I am. It is having one. Yes.
Have you dug out your synthesizers?
Me and my son were, because he's off school. Because German schools finish differently to English schools, so he's been off 3 weeks. In a desperate attempt to amuse him and convince him to like get dressed and things like that. He's been helping me attack things in the house and just make general noises. He's been my little studio assistant and. And if he's dragging stuff across a tiled floor and his mother sees the marks it's made, then it was Oscar doing it, not me. And I have video evidence of it, so it's quite handy that I've got something to blame. So yeah, I'm kind of in preparation. I've got a kind of idea what I'm going to do with it. There's not enough there to flesh it out. It's not fleshed out in my mind completely yet, but I've got the idea of what I'm doing with it.
Yeah.
So amazing.
And will you ride it?
See, I know the video came out of like what it would look like there. Yeah. I think I'd be. I think I would be all right from a height point of view. Yeah, I'd be fine. From a motion point of view, I don't know, but I should be all right. But I have only been on one of those kind of things before and didn't feel very well. But does it right? You'll know. Does the actual thing rotate on its? Is it fixed or is the thing rotating as well?
It's rotating
as well.
Oh, God.
Bash a couple of travel sickness tablets beforehand, you'll be fine. If there's any sort of vocally stuff in it, can me and Bex have like a line or something? They're completely unprofessional here.
if required, then yes, I will.
That's a good
Amazing. There we go.
Great
It's going to be a strict instrumental now.
What do you mean you don't want us?
I don't know whether I haven't thought about the atmospheric setting of it yet. And
At some point in the future, will you get Kip on a soundtrack?
Of course, I will. Absolutely, I will.
Can you make him a guarantee?
I could go like, we're spinning round. We're spinning round.
That's
Ooh,
it.
spinny.
Right, you said you didn't have it fleshed out. I think we've just fleshed it out.
Yeah. So I'm going for creepiness.
Ooh, spinny.
And then my only production note would be, can you do it like the old Hugh Dennis, like the Milky, like.
Oh yeah, milky.
Yeah.
Spinny.
Oh, please put that in there. I'll send you the recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just flange that. It'll be fine. Spinny. Well, that's its unofficial name. Right. Well, there's no coming back from that. There's nowhere else I can go with this.
End on a high. Just turn it off now.
That's it. I'm pulling the plug. Glenn, it's been a pleasure to speak to you, as it was before. I'm glad we didn't interrupt your birthday today. Although, is it your unofficial birthday today or not?
What is it? It is, yeah.
There you go. Of course, if you want to listen to these soundtracks in full, you can find them on Spotify. And I would highly recommend that you do that if you're a theme park nerd, which if you're not, why are you listening to this? Because it will take you to a place of being in a theme park, even when you're just sat in your pants or in your car. Hopefully not both at the same time. That's probably a driving offence.
And if you're a fan of the Sol in the String Machine, then...
Oh, well, yeah.
Or general string machines of the 70s. Yeah,
you know exactly where to find them, all in one convenient place.
Yes.
And if you do go and ride Launchpad and you note that string machine, send Glenn an email and he'll be...
Thank me.
He's so grateful to receive that. That is all for this week's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, as random as it's been. We will be back very soon. I'm not going to say next week because I am literally about to move abroad, as I've mentioned on the podcast. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a Parkcast episode next week or not. It depends very much on how my packing goes. But if not, we will be back very soon. We're not going anywhere. So please stick with us. If you haven't already subscribed, do that, and then you'll get a notification when the next episode drops. And if you'd like to leave us a review, that would be very kind of you. For now, though, we've been Parkcast.
Parkcast. The UK's original theme park podcast.
Spinny.